Let's take a look here.
The two of Creed right there in the middle, and
it looked like Jordan Anderson had some sort of an issue and slowed, it looked like.
Well,
and then Creed ran in the back of him.
not sure Sheldon Creed had anywhere to go.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, Jordan looks. Looked like the left front tire looks a little funny on that truck. Possibly maybe a left front tire going down.
You know, Phil, he was running, Jordan was in the 5th position when they entered turn 1 and 2. We were on board the truck behind him, and there were sparks coming from behind the truck. I think maybe Jordan felt something was going wrong and pulled up.
The center of turn 3 and 4, and is right on the back of Austin Hill, pushing a bit, and when he comes off this turn, just the inexperience of not knowing the nose was going to be light when he exits the corner because of being right on the back of the 16, and the truck just goes around.
And I think then he grabs the steering wheel when that truck goes high right there. He grabs the steering wheel, turns a little bit left, and that's all it took.
Oh, we got a spinner.
It's Harrison Burton. Trouble for both the young KBM drivers. First Gilliland and now Burton, and that is heavy damage. The 45 of Chastain right behind Burton, but no contact.
No, that's just racing, and like we talked about in the opening of this show tonight, how difficult turns 1 and 2 is, we see it there again. Now certainly,
17 outside, bumper behind, clear.
Certainly,
Stay low.
Chastain's truck being that close to Burton made him looser, and it probably was just enough to put that truck out of control.
Right behind him in 3rd.
Gets it. Kyle did the crossover, and we've got more trouble, and that's Angela Ruck that's into the wall.
Gus Dean as well. Conditions down in turns 1 and 2.
Gus tried valiantly to save that truck. Looked like he had it saved a couple times, and just got up behind in the steering a little bit.
Yeah, that was Dean, the one in front there, and Angela Ruck further back. But heavy contact for both. Oh, it's Alfredo.
Alfredo hard in the outside wall.
So Anthony Alfredo, who had been side by side and had such a good, strong run going, quickly exiting. What causes the fire that we see there?
We saw a fire during practice yesterday, and it was because of oil, a broken oil line that the headers ignited or something like that. Could be broken oil line or a broken fuel line. You can see something trailing behind that truck as it slid down the banking.
Not sure if they maybe a tick of contact, but I don't know.
It doesn't even take the contact. Just the air is enough to do it, man.
I think Alfredo was in trouble, but when he entered the corner, the truck was just a little bit loose with freezing up on the outside, and it just spun him the rest of the way around.
Stewart made 4 tires. That's kind of weird looking.
Yeah.
Maybe racing with the 42 of Garrett Smithley, the corner, and not wind up in that inside wall.
Oh, boy. Things really snapped, didn't it? Who was that getting by? Just doing a great job avoiding that. Looked like it was maybe Tower Hill. Brett Moffitt got it.
Oh, and Sheldon Creed has gone around. It looked like Todd Gilliland got collected in that as well, although Gilliland got through.
And Todd Gilliland is a victim of circumstances. Watch the job Johnny Sauter does missing him.
How does Sauter not get caught up in this?
And watch these other drivers. That Tyler Ankrum at the last second, he clips him, but he
just barely.
Minimal damage. Great job by him.
So several near misses. Harrison Burton, who was right beside Sheldon Creed when that accident all began. Look at Burton in the 18. He gets away unscathed, as does the 13 of Johnny Sauter, and the 17 of Ankrum just a bit clicked there in the, well, maybe a little heavier than we thought in the left front, but Todd Gilliland got popped pretty good in that. And Todd Gilliland's view.
Man, get low, can't see you.
And there's a spinner, and it's the 54 of Natalie Decker.
Wow, look at the damage, the transition from pavement to grass did to that truck.
Phil, we talked at the start of this broadcast about how difficult it is to keep control of your truck when you're down on the bottom. It just got loose. No air on that right rear fender because of the outside.
Watch this damage right here.
Traffic, and then bam.
Wow.
Look at that contact. It's frustrating that you can be taken out by just having the air taken away from your spoiler. That's exactly what happened to her there.
We saw the same thing happen last week at Dover to Sheldon Creed. He, as you mentioned, led 59 laps of that race. Wow, what a ride that was for Natalie.
Man, just dug into the earth and
For that.
yes, indeed. So here is Sauter coming back to get Hill after Hill had moved Johnny and put Johnny into the wall.
I think
Johnny Sauter's day is done. Yes, he is being sent to the garage. And Sauter chases Hill back down under caution.
What about Hill? He's running from him. He got on the gas when he saw Johnny Sauter coming, and Johnny just was relentless in his pursuit.
We'll see what happens here. He's in the middle of the screen. The orange truck, he's going to dip below Decker in the 54, bounces up, just wasn't quite clear of Natalie, and she was holding her line, and they clipped Boyd into that outside wall.
Yeah, can't really put any blame on Natalie there. She, as you mentioned, Michael, just holding her line, and he thought he had enough room to get in front of her as he tried to make that pass down in the apron.
And that all happened right in front of Jordan Anderson, and Anderson just had nowhere to go.
To grab a couple spots.
Stewart freezing inside the top 10. Oh, and there's Infinger and Jones hard into the wall. Running 1 and 2.
Then she talked about running hard to try to get these stage points, but that sure looked unnecessary there.
You see right there, Phil, he just got loose down on the bottom, but that actually, I think Infinger got loose even before that, entering the corner, and they bumped, and then it just, right here.
He's down out of that traction compound. Brandon Jones is in a traction compound. As you mentioned, Michael, he just got loose, and he needed more room, and unfortunately, the 51 truck was there. Had Brandon Jones not been there, he would have been fine. He could have used that whole racetrack and made it fine.
This was the beginning of the end right here. That gun, he gunned it through the middle, slid up, loose. They just got hooked together. Nice job up. Was that Ben Rhodes there slipping through? That was a near miss for that young man.
Cody Robaugh also with that 9 truck doing a nice job avoiding that.